Gaurachandra Jaya 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 Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Srila Gurudev ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद जी महाराज की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयत्मुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। Reading from the verse 25, correct? Huh? Okay. Can I get the Bhagavatam set? Okay. So I just read the translations. This is the Pumsavan ritualistic ceremony, which was been told by Kashyapa Muni to Diti. So one should accept this Vishnu Vrata, which is a vow in devotional service, and should not deviate from its execution to engage in anything else. By offering the remnants of prasad, flower garlands, sandalwood pulp, and ornaments, one should daily worship the brahmanas and worship women who peacefully live with their husbands and children. Every day, the wife must continue following the regulatory principles to worship Lord Vishnu with great devotion. Thereafter, Lord Vishnu should be laid in his bed, and then one should take prasad. In this way, husband and wife will be purified, and they will have all desires fulfilled. The chaste wife must perform such devotional service continuously for 1 year. After 1 year passes, she should fast on the full moon day in the month of Kartik. On the morning of the next day, one should wash oneself, and after worshipping Lord Krishna as before, one should cook as one cooks for the festival, as stated in the Grahya Sutras. Sweet rice should be cooked with ghee, and with this preparation, the husband should offer oblations to the fire 12 times. Thereafter, he should satisfy the brahmanas. When the satisfied brahmanas bestow their blessings, he should devotedly offer them respectful obeisances with his head, and with their permission, he should take prasad. For taking his meal, the husband must first seat the acharya comfortably, and along with his relatives and friends, should control his speech and offer prasad to the Guru. Then the wife should eat the remnants of the oblations of the sweet rice cooked with ghee. Eating the remnants ensures a learned, devoted son and all good fortune. Then coming to today's verse. Etascharitvā vidhiva vratam vibhor abhispitartham labhate pumanghiha. Stri chaitadathastaya labhate saubhagam. Shriyam prajam jivapatim yashograham. Since we have less time and I need to cover, so we can either you can recite or we can start directly. Okay, fine. Thank you. Sunanam. Etat, this. Charitva, performing. Vidhivat, according to the injunctions of the Shastra. Vratam, woe. Vibho, from the Lord. Abhitspita, desired. Artham, object. Labhate, gets. Uman, a man. Iha, in this life. Stri, a woman. Cha, and. Etat, this. Asthaya, performing. Labhet, can get. Bhagam, good fortune. Shriyam, opulence. Prajam, progeny. Jivapatim, a husband with a long duration of life. Yashaha, good reputation. Griham, home. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. If this vow of ritualistic ceremony is observed according to the description of the Shastra, even in this life, a man will be able to achieve all benedictions he is desired from the Lord. A wife who performs this ritualistic ceremony will surely receive good fortune, opulence, sons, a long living husband, a good reputation, and a good home. Purport. In Bengal, even today, if a woman lives for a long time with her husband, she is considered very fortunate. A woman generally desires a good husband, good children, a good home, prosperity, opulence, and so on. As recommended in this verse, a woman will receive all these desirable benedictions, and a man will also be able to receive all benedictions from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, by performing this particular type of vrata, a man and a woman in Krishna consciousness will be happy in this material world. Because of being Krishna conscious, they will be promoted to the spiritual world. So before we could come to today's verse, let us give a summary of some previous chapter, what is going on in this chapter. So after describing the dynasties of Adityas, Devatas, and the other Devatas, Shukdeva Goswami started to describe about Diti's son, known as Marutas, and how they were elevated to the position of Devatas, demigods. Now, Marutas were the sons of Diti. So naturally, they were demoniac, right? Born from Ditis to be considered. But they became the Devatas. Yeah? So how that is described? Just to help Lord Vishnu So just to help Lord Indra, actually, Lord Vishnu, he had killed Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Indrayari Vyakulam Loke Mrudayanti Yogi Yogi. Whenever Indra is in trouble, he troubles everybody and he takes shelter of Krishna and he comes and he helps Indra. So because of this, Diti was very envious. And he considered that because of Indra, my two sons got killed. It's very obvious that when you give birth to two children, Aditi gave birth to Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, and both got killed by Vishnu. And who was the cause? Indra. Because Indra went and told Lord Vishnu to come and help. So because of this, Diti was very envious. And she was very eager to have a son who could kill Indra. Now what she should do? She'll get a son from whom? From Kashyapji. So she served Kashyapji very, very nicely. She melted his heart. And he agreed to do whatever she wants, he will do. He said also. And she begged Kashyapji. She served nicely. And then when Kashyapji said that I am pleased with you, ask me whatever you want. And then the actual thing came out that I want a son who will kill Indra. And that was very disturbing because Indra was also his son, Kashyapa's son. Now, a stepmother of Indra is asking a son to kill him, to kill Indra. So it was very disturbing from Kashyap Muni. And Kashyap Muni was attracted to a beautiful wife and he had agreed to grant her any request. So now when such a request came, Kashyap Muni advised his wife to perform a Vaishnava Vrata, Vaishnava vow for 1 year. Kashyap Muni was very disturbed initially when he heard this, but then he took guidance from the Lord from the within. And then he spoke about the Pumsaman Vrat, wherein someone who does that has to engage in 1 year of devotional service. And what happens in 1 year at time? Purification of the heart. Smart. Not that he started fighting with his wife. No argument, nothing. Smartly he dealt. Because he knew you cannot win arguments. So very smartly he engaged her in devotional service. He said that I cannot give you son, how I am no potency. Only such a son can be given by Supreme Lord Vishnu. So you take shelter of Vishnu and then you will have a son. What is the problem? So when Diti, following the instructions of Kashyapji, engaged in devotional service, now Indra also understood the reason why Diti was performing Lord Vishnu's worship so vigorously. So Indra came as a simple boy, as a maid servant, and he was serving Diti very nicely. And Indra was keeping a watch on if there are any flaws in the devotional service. And he began observing all her activities. And one day when there was an opportunity to see, and he saw there was a deviation from the devotional service, Indra entered the womb of Diti and he killed the Jiva who has got the body already. He cut into 7 pieces. And then all those 7 came into life. Indra got very disturbed. Indra again with the Vajra, he tried to kill each one of them, cut them into pieces. So 7 were tried to cut and then 14, they became all 49. And Indra said, oh. And all of them came to life. So Indra said, no. I think I shall stop. Otherwise they'll become further expanded. It will create problem for me. So in this way, 49 different personalities actually were there in the womb. And then he understood that they cannot be killed And then he realized, and he begged forgiveness from his mother. And Diti also forgave Indra actually. And Indra promised that although these are born of you, but they will be my associates. They'll be devatas. And all this actually because Diti was performing Vaishnava ritualistic ceremony. So Indra had no capacity to kill that 49 Marudganas. So Kashyapji instructed Diti in performing this sacrifice, which include Kashyapji's instructions on the devotional service. He instructed that, and when those instructions were followed, during the first, it has to be started on the first day of the bright fortnight of the moon in the month of November and December. There is called as Agrahanya. So in the month of November, December, there comes a time where this ceremony has to perform. One can start. The details are in the Bhagavatam. One can perform for one complete year. And it is said that if a woman is pregnant, if she's carrying a baby, and if during the whole period of time, if she can perform this, her son will be very, very powerful. Very, very powerful devotee. But that austerity of performing these yajnas and everything on everyday basis, so it's tapasya. And if that tapasya is performed, then the outcome of that, the result is that one will have a very good Vaishnava child. So every woman is expected to follow in the footsteps of Diti, and following the instructions of her own husband should begin performing Pumsavan Vrat. And in the what one has to do in the morning after washing her teeth, bathing, and thus becoming purified, she should hear about every day she should hear about the birth of Marudganas. And then covering her body with a white dress and properly ornamented, before a breakfast, she should worship Lord Vishnu and Lakshmi ji. And by glorifying Krishna's name, fame, pastimes, from the Bhagavatam, Harikatha, she should discuss Harikatha on everyday basis. And while performing this service, this puja, she should offer all the paraphernalia of worship, such as ornaments and such as sacred thread, scents, and everything to the Lord. And she should invite the Lord with the mantra, with a specific mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Mahapurushaya Mahanubhavaya Mahavibhuti Pataye Saha Mahavibhuti Patir Balim Uparahami. So, and then after doing that, by inviting the Lord, by chanting this mantra, then there is another mantra by which she has to offer fire oblations 12 times. And that mantra is Om Namo Bhagavate Mahapurushaya Mahavibhuti Pataye Swaha. And one should offer obeisances like this 10 times. Obeisances to the Supreme Lord, to the Lord Vishnu, 10 times one should offer. There's a great significance of offering pranams to the Lord. Great significance. Krishna is called as Lord Hari. His name, Lord Vishnu's name is Lord Hari. And when you offer pranams to the Lord, what happens? The Supreme Lord is Sarva Amangal Hare Prema Diya Hare Man. He takes away all the inauspicious activities, all the inauspicious things which are going to happen in our life. He takes them away. If there is someone who can change the destination, is Krishna. And we are offering repeated obeisances to him. So what happens? Sarva Amangal Hare. He takes away all the inauspicious things which are going to happen in our life. And Prem Diya Hare Man. And then he takes away our mind also. He steals our mind. So that's why we should offer repeatedly obeisances to the Supreme Lord. In our house also, I see devotees, they don't offer obeisances. They have deities in their house, but they're very impersonal. They don't go and personally, we should offer obeisances repeatedly, morning, afternoon, evening. If you have deities in your house, or if you're staying in temple, so before leaving from the temple, you should offer obeisances and go, my dear Lord, I'm leaving for some work. When you come back, First thing you should do is go and offer obeisance to the Lord. My dear Lord, I'm back. This is how we develop personal relationship with the Lord. And also, everything we get in our life, we should offer it to Krishna. Everything. Even if you get a new chapel, we should show Krishna. You don't have to bring it inside. You can show it from outside. My dear Lord, I brought this new chapel. I brought this new kurta. Everything has to be given to Krishna, offered to Krishna. This is been instructed. So, if either a pregnant woman or her husband, either of them, if they regularly discharge devotional service, both of them will achieve the result. And after continuing this process for 1 complete year, the chaste wife should fast on the Purnima of Kartik, and she should worship the Brahmanas. She should serve the Brahmanas, feed them prasad. And then, with the permission of the Brahmanas, the husband and wife can take prasad. So, here is a very interesting thing of how husband and wife together also they can perform this activity. So, by performing this type of vrata, what happens? A man and woman in Krishna consciousness will be happy in the material world. But we are hearing that there is no happiness in the material world. But at the same time, we are discussing, Bhagavatam also says that there is happiness in the material world. And because of being Krishna conscious, they will be promoted to the spiritual world. So householder life also can be very happily lived. Not that householder life becomes how to make householder life smoother. That's our discussion of today. Although not many householders, I don't know which ashramas most of you are, but since the topic is such, so we are discussing about how can one make one's householder life smoother. So there are 6 aspects actually in the householder life. So one of the aspect is enthusiasm. Without enthusiasm, one cannot be successful. It is said in Nectar of Instruction that even in the material world, one has to be very enthusiastic in the particular field of activity to become successful. Not that one just becomes an engineer or a doctor just like that or becomes so successful. It is a lot of hard work, a lot of hard effort is there, a lot of enthusiasm is there, continuous enthusiasm is there. So we also talked about yesterday about this example who in the class, that when Sukanya, a young princess, was given in marriage to Chavana Muni, who was an irritable old sadhu. So she set her mind not on the apparently unfortunate match. She did not say, "Oh my God, I'm married to an old irritable husband," and she did not say that. But she was not lamenting, but she was consciously making an effort to do her best. And she did not try to change her spouse because he was an old person, irritable person. Sukanya never planned to change her husband, but she fully played her role. She surrendered her pride and succeeded in working the marriage. She made sure that because she had a desire that now whatever is my situation, this is my husband. And so she gave up her pride. She gave up her that she was an opulent woman. She has a very good upbringing, born on a golden spoon, silver spoon, whatever spoon she was born in. But here when she was so a devotee's enthusiasm is very important in a married life. That Sukanya enthusiastically served, accepting the situation, she very enthusiastically served her husband. So in the introduction to Bhagavad Gita, His Divine Grace explains that our inherent nature is to serve, right? So in this world, everyone is rendering services to someone or other. And the wife serves the husband, and the husband also serves the wife. Usually there is an understanding that only the wife should serve the husband and the husband should become the boss. It is not like that. The wife also serves the husband and the husband also serves the wife. So both the wife and husband can be enthusiastic in their services to Krishna. We should understand that how is Krishna pleased? Krishna is pleased when a Vaishnava is rendered service. Chaitanya Charitamrita says this, right? So, if our spouse is a devotee, then if we sincerely serve the spouse who's a devotee, we will spiritually get benefited. So serving the husband or serving the wife, serving the husband serving the wife should be natural, because we as Vaishnavas, we should be serving other devotees. We serve everybody in the temple, but that same service, when it has to be done in the house, it becomes a burden. Huh? In the same service, when we have to do in the relationship, that is a burden. But the same mood we are, when we go outside, we want to serve everybody. Huh? So why can't that thing come in the relationship also? So that is very important thing. If our spouse is a devotee and we are sincerely serving that person, will get benefit spiritually. And anyone who wants to advance in Krishna consciousness should be serving the devotees of the Lord. So hatred against that person will stop our advancement in Krishna consciousness. If as a husband we start hating our wife for some reason, or as a wife we start hating the husband just because he doesn't look good, or he's doesn't have a good earning or something like that, whatever, but his main quality, the good quality, is that he is a devotee of the Lord. That the ornament of his life is that he's devoted to Krishna. So by serving him, the wife will make spiritual advancement. So marriage is like a fortress created by husband and wife. Both together, they create this capital, to protect themselves from the powerful enemies of uncontrolled senses and peacefully make spiritual advancement. And who is the commander of this fort? The wife. The wife is the commander of this fort. The wife is supposed to be the commander. And whenever there is an attack on the senses, on the body by the senses, the wife is the one who protects the body from being smashed. This is what Bhagavatam says in the 3rd canto, 14th chapter, 20th verse. Okay, I'm not speculating. I'm not taking any philosophy from the mundane world. No, whatever I'm saying is from Bhagavatam. So, it is said that there is no difference between a good wife and good intelligence. Means one who possesses a very good wife, and if one has a good intelligence, then he can deliberate properly and save himself from very dangerous situations. This is very important. So, as in a battle, if they could be victorious, the fighters must be very enthusiastic. So they have to protect their kingdom. So husband and wife both should be very, very enthusiastic. This is the first thing which is essential in a married life. Then second thing which comes is gratitude. A very important thing. The healthy married life, when you call a healthy married life, the health of the marriage depends on the health of the individuals in it. How to identify the marriage is healthy? If the husband and wife both are healthy, then the marriage is healthy. And it is it is gratitude that keeps those individuals healthy and free from dullness. Householder life is an ashram. It is a ashram. Just like there is a brahmachari ashram, vanaprastha ashram, sannyas ashram, they're all meant for practicing Krishna consciousness, for attaining perfection in life. Bhagavatam is full of grahasthas. Chaitanya Charitamrita is full of grahasthas. All the shastras, there are many grahasthas. If you take a survey from the Bhagavatam, from the various scriptures, the people who attain perfection in life are mostly grahasthas. Very few are vanaprasthas and very few are sannyasis. Mostly who attain perfection in life are grahasthas. So, the husband thinks, What should be the husband's thinking? The husband should think that my wife is very sacred, and she is the holy property of her spiritual master, and she is the holy property of Krishna. She is not my property. So if I do not honor her, if I do not respect her, if I do not protect her, if I do not provide her with all the essential things, and I become a Vaishnava Aparadhi. If I mistreat a wife, if she's belongs to Krishna, if belongs to Gurudev, and if I mistreat her, if I don't take care of her, then I'm a Vaishnava Aparadhi. Considering her as a maid servant or something, this feeling comes, and if you do not properly take care of her, then we are committing offense. And so similarly, a wife also should see her husband as sacred and a holy property of Guru and Krishna. So she should also treat him as a Vaishnava. Not that in the bodily platform it doesn't look good, he is like that, he is that, he is that. Not that all the time we should see all the faults in him. We should try to see the good qualities, and one of the best qualities, as I mentioned, is he's a devotee. So she treats him as a Vaishnava and is faithful and assists him in the role, in his role as husband. Then each will start, when this is the atmosphere, when both are helping each other, what happens is they each start appreciating the sacrifice of each other. Both have sacrificed to come in this relationship. It is not that only the girl has sacrificed or only the boy has sacrificed. Both have sacrificed. And so each appreciate the sacrifice of other, the generosity of other, and the loving intent of the other, and each grows in gratitudes, overlooking each other's faults. We have to overlook each other's fault. Not that we identify small faults, we make it very big, and we put it in the broadcast messages of families and tell them, oh, this has happened, this has happened, this has happened. No, this doesn't work in a relationship. So a sane person wants nothing else but a peaceful marriage. So it is very important for the success of the marriage. This all things should be given priority. Then coming further is the affection. The third point is affection. Lord Krishna told Rukmini, what he said, my dear beautiful wife. Lord Krishna is the Supreme Lord. This is a householder, 16,108 wives. These days it is very difficult to manage one, but Lord Krishna had 16,108 wives. He was extraordinary. And Lord Krishna, so Lord Krishna, he told Rukmini. What did he tell Rukmini? He told Rukmini ji that that because we are householders, we are always busy in many household activities, many household affairs. And for a long, long time, we are occupied with so many different things. So the Lord is telling to Rukmini that there should be some intimacy between us. There should be some, we should joke with each other. So we can enjoy our household life by joking words between us. Not that a husband and wife relationship is very all the time serious. No, there should be some jokes. There should be some. So that is our ultimate gain in life. Even householder life can be a very happy place. But we are being told that it is a place of misery and everything. Yes, that is miserable if we don't deal with it properly. But if we are conscious of it, how it can be nicely, by engaging in Krishna consciousness, it can be done. And the best way is not that in the household life there is no joking, there is no fun. There is a lot of fun. Srila Prabhupada actually comments that actually householders work very hard day and night, but they're all fatigued on the day's labor. But as soon as they come home, the husband should feel that this is home sweet home. Other when he comes home and the wife is irritable and she starts fighting with him straight away, then the husband will say, Baba, better than this, I'll stay in office. Huh? Or I shall go to I will go somewhere else. When he comes home, then he should feel comfortable. He should feel like this is his home and he should get some happiness. So actually householders, they're working day and night. So when they come home, when the husband meets the wife and the husband sees that the wife is very devotedly engaged in Krishna service and she's very welcoming, serves him water and makes him sit nicely and asks him, how was your day and everything. Not that as soon as he comes, the big list of complaints are been put directly on her. Hey, tick, tick, tack, tuk, tuk, So this will not work for a long time. So Lord Krishna wanted to exhibit himself as being like an ordinary householder. And then he was telling that there is a delight when the husband comes home and then the wife is joking around and some exchanging joking words with the wife. So this is how a household life should be. So you can see the goddess of fortune, she's always placed on the chest of Narayana. So in other words, the wife should always remain embraced by her husband, and then she will feel protected, then she'll feel she loved. Just as intelligence is always within the heart, so a beloved chaste wife should always have her place on the husband's chest. So this is the proper relationship. The wife is called Aradhangini. Imagine one person cannot function when one has just one arm, one leg, one eyes, everything one. So Ardhangini means he's the better half. When they are together, then the household life is a success. The prerequisite for affection, very important thing. A prerequisite for affection is acceptance. The husband and wife should accept each other. The acceptance, if it is not there, marriage is there, but there are still acceptance is not there. Wholehearted acceptance is not there of each other. Then the marriage is going to suffer. So a prerequisite for affection is acceptance, and from acceptance grows a rich understanding and deep trust between the husband and wife. I hope you're getting my point. This is all Shastra explaining how a householder life can be successful. In marriages that have endured for some time, if they follow this, when acceptance is there, trust is there, deep love and affection is there in between the both of them, then what happens? Then then the partners are comfortably and effortlessly together. They might be distant, but they're together. And either in dialogue or in a silence, they're always together. They can always be themselves there is nothing to prove between them. There is no competition between them. There is nothing to get. There is nothing to impress. Such a sweet and loving relationship. They feel mutually secured. They feel mutually cared for. They feel mutually wanted. And they feel valued. So the strength of their affection allows them to enjoy each other's company. So the first step is affection. Affection shifts the frustration, anger, and the blaming tendency, And what comes? Understanding comes, kindness comes. So this is acceptance, and is very, very important. From acceptance comes the affection. Then further, it is contentment. Now, everyone's goal is to become happy. They're all seeking happiness. Everyone wants to be happy. Who wants to be unhappy? Nobody. Everyone wants to be happy here. But to be happy, one has to be peaceful. And in Krishna's word, how can there be happiness without peace? In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, there cannot be happiness without peace. So there has to be peace. And if the householder life, there has to be happiness, then there has to be peace between both of them. And to be peaceful, we must be content with the situation we are in. Whatever is the situation we are in, we are being put by Krishna's arrangement, by our destiny. We should be content with that. We should be happy. So, one should be satisfied with whatever he achieves from the previous destiny. The current situation of ours is because of the previous destiny. It is not that just anybody can become our husband or anybody can become our wife. It is all because of the previous destiny that we are getting. So, for discontent can never give any happiness. Srimad Bhagavatam says discontent never gives happiness. Accepting it, accepting whatever has come to us by the arrangement of the destiny should be accepted. And then we should be content, then we should be happy. There is no element of chance in the circumstances in our life. Nothing happens just by chance. If we got a particular husband, if we got a particular wife, if we are in a certain relationship, then there is no element of chance in the circumstances of life. They are the result of a law that cannot err. And they are our destiny created by our past activities. So it's very important that we understand this. And it is, one shall not cry. If we accept, if we remain content, then it is good. We should not cry off against our pains and our misfortunes and blame each other. This doesn't work. This doesn't work. Without endeavor, one cannot get the amount of happiness and distress. Without endeavor, one will get a certain amount of happiness or misery one is destined to get in one's life. One is supposed to get that. And one cannot change this. Therefore, accept who has already landed in your life, and in that company, practice Krishna consciousness. If you say, oh, my wife has so many faults, my husband has so many faults, this is not going to work. Accept her, accept him, and together how we can work this out. That we need to see. A content person may still make changes in his life, but based on dharma. He can change his life based on advancing Krishna consciousness. He wants to advance his spiritual life. So things can change. For spiritual advancement, one should be materially satisfied. And for if one materially is not satisfied, then his greed for material development will result in frustration, which will not allow him to grow, progress in spiritually also. So I hope you're discussing on a certain, I'm trying to make a point, and I hope it is clearly been. So there is a very important thing. Then there is an aspect of forgiveness. Sometimes we are put in a situation because of others, and then we don't, and that grudge against that particular person goes to such an extent that our advancement in spiritual life completely stops. So we need to forgive them, forgive ourselves for our mistakes, for whatever has happened in our life. Just like Priyavat Maharaj, he was a brahmachari. Narada had initiated him. He was the disciple of Narad Muni. Priyavat Maharaj had taken to path of renunciation. But Brahmaji came, Manu Maharaj came and told Priyavat Maharaj, what? Get married, become a king. Then what happened? Our Priyavat Maharaj did not blame. He did not blame him. He accepted. Although he wanted to remain brahmachari, he accepted. He got married, he accepted the kingdom and everything. And he did not blame anybody. He accepted this as the will of the Lord. And Unlike Narad Muni and Privat Maharaj, conditioned souls bind themselves to misery by holding resentments. So forgiveness frees one from bondage. So one has to free and accepting the situation. So further, fifth comes a long-term vision. The husband and wife, they should have a long-term vision of Krishna consciousness. Huh? Yayati Maharaj, when he became old, right? When he was cursed by Shukracharya ji to become old, so he went to his son, Yadu Maharaj, asking for his youth. And Yadu Maharaj said, I cannot give you. Because if I give you my youth now, and I accept your old age, then I have desire for sense enjoyment. And I cannot, I won't be in a position to enjoy that. And when my time comes to become old, I'll be in a situation where I will have material desires inside my heart. So best is I won't accept this. But because Yadu Maharaj had a long-term Krishna conscious vision that he wanted to use his youth to attain the renounced order in the future. That's why Maharaj Yadu was very eager to engage himself in Krishna's service, Lord's service. But there was an impediment. During youth, the material desires, they are very powerful. So he preferred enjoying the material desires now and then renouncing it further. So we should have the husband and wife together. They should have a long-term vision about how they are going to renounce themselves from the sense enjoyment. There has to be mutual discussion amongst them, and in this way they can plan their spiritual life by discussion and by planning. Then comes the last is Krishna consciousness. So our home is Krishna's property, and everything has to be centered around Krishna. That's why we should have deities in our house, and we should render loving service to the Lord. And all our activities, if there is a husband and wife, they can divide their services and serve the Lord, feed the Lord, offer pranams to the Lord, perform artik. And in this way, together they can perform devotional service. And then gradually, while they're absorbed in the service of the deities, they develop a relationship with the Lord. By serving every day, giving them a bath, by taking care of them, they develop a relationship with the Lord. Just like a mother, for example, why is she so attached to the child? Because she gives him a bath, takes care of him, cleans his toilet, cleans him every day, gives him a bath, and then changes his clothes, does just so many different activities every day on everyday basis for years after years. She feeds him, cooks for him, and that's a relationship develops. So same kind of thing when we serve the Supreme Lord on everyday basis, we worship him, give them abhishek, and serve them on everyday basis, sing for them, read for them. So gradually on everyday basis, their relationship develops. So husband and wife, when they're both serving the deities, what happens that their self-centeredness goes away and Krishna becomes the object of their life. So it is very important that the services are in towards the deities are divided and everybody is engaged. The children should be also engaged in the service of the Lord. So that helps the family to reduce their self-centeredness, and they become they become serious devotees of Krishna. So then concluding our discussion today, the conclusion is that in a restaurant, what happens? Many travelers, they come together, they drink, they dine together, and they dine in the same place, and then they continue to the respective destinations. So similarly, the living entities, they join together as families. And later, as a result of their own activities, they go to their respective destinations. So we are here, we have a family, so we are here for a very short period of time. And they all have their destinations. Because of the destinations, we are together. And then, as per the activities we performed here, they will be leading further to their further destinations. So it is very important that in the material world, the so-called family is a combination of several persons in one home to fulfill their terms of their imprisonment. So we are all together in a jail, and we need to somehow spend our time. We have to just spend our time. So as a criminal prisoner scattered, as soon as their terms is over, they are released. Similarly, as soon as the temporarily assembled family members will continue to the restored destinations. So for a short span of time, we are together. So husband and wife should happily spend their life in Krishna consciousness without fighting, without blaming each other, with peace, with love, with affection, and in Krishna consciousness. Thank you so much. Hari Bol. Any questions?
Thank you very much, bro. Very nice class. Very nice practical points, everything. Enthusiasm, affection, contentment, scriptures based, very enlightening. So this devotee coming in our life, is it by the law of karma somewhere, or like causeless mercy of Krishna? Krishna sending a devotee in our life.
It's Krishna's arrangement. If devotee's life means it is handled by Krishna directly. So if one has a choice, like if someone is getting married, he has a choice. There might be a very handsome, beautiful person, and he is very good looking and everything, but he's not a devotee. But there's another person who's a devotee, very simple looking person, simple living person, but is a devotee of Krishna. So the girl has a choice to whom to accept. So if she accepts Krishna's devotee, then her life is totaled in that way. So it is by Krishna's arrangement that one gets definitely a devotee husband. It's not that, or a devotee wife. So it's not that it just happens like that. Krishna is providing you, and we also accept and reject things. So if we accept, our life's direction changes and we go in that direction. So it happens by definitely Krishna's intervention is there. Okay. Any questions? Okay. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Braja Sundar Prabhu ki.